Making these floats gets to be a little bit laborious at times, but it always starts with making the corks. Hardwood dowels are the best at 3/16 of an inch, and they are a lot denser, making for a much more balanced float. But the math gets a little hard.
No. Yeah, 4, 8, 12 makes a dozen. 24. 4 dozen floats to ship by Tuesday. That's 1 week. Ah, come on, really? Okay, so this is how I make your floats from beginning to end. It starts with these long, old, ugly dowels here. This is also those of you who have bought the do-it-yourself kit. Start with these, and we gotta cut them out. Coping saw or a Japanese pull saw would be better, but I can't find either one, so we're using the Dingham hacksaw. Sometimes you get splintered ends, but I can show you how to deal with that. Okay, so you see how that one turned out? What you need to do there in that situation is just sand it here along the angle there, just until that part gets flush. And that'll be just fine like that. And I'll show you what to do when we get to mounting the swivel on it. But as long as it's more or less flush there, that's fine. So what kind of wood do you want to use with your floats? Hardwood. The important thing is that the stem material is denser than the flotation material. And that's what creates a more balanced float, right? You see? Birch hardwood. Let me put a link somewhere. Check the description or of a wood density website that I found. Wood density. It looks at the density of woods and compares them. It's more important to have the density of the stem denser than the density of the flotation. As long as you have that, you're okay. It doesn't really matter about the ratios and such. This is birch hardwood dowel. You could, if you get any of your hardwood dowels that you would get from your hardware stores, would be perfectly fine. I order mine in bulk, so I like birch because it has a nice look to it. But let's say all you had was, say, poplar. Dad used to make these floats out of poplar and cedar, right? I should do a video series on how he used to make them, exactly the way he used to make them. But I have a lathe so I can make them look a lot better. But what thickness? 3/16 of an inch is what you need. 1/8 of an inch is too delicate. It won't last. It'll just snap like a toothpick. 1/4 inch is too thick and too heavy. You know, too much bulk in it. But 3/16 is the perfect size for this. And it, you know, when you cast it, it casts like an arrow. By placing the highest material of buoyancy, in this case cork, on the balance point, you have a very balanced float, so that it instantly telegraphs what the fish are doing with it, you know. This is an example of my 9-inch float. You can make them very, very short if you want it, or you can double the length. My long stem floats are 18 inches. They're the most sensitive. But this is actually works pretty well, and this is what I call a shallow water float. But you can make them any size you want. It just depends on what you want to do. Some people prefer them really, really short, like, you know, just a couple of inches, where the wood dowel just barely kind of sticks out of the cork, you know. So if you don't know, I sell these. I make these and sell these. I've made and sold these since about 2014. And they're based on my dad's old floats. And if you want some, I got a special going on where you can buy 24 floats for $32 and the shipping is included. Ends up being about like $1.30 a piece. Basically, I'm paying the shipping for you. Check that out on the website. And if you like this video series about these homemade fishing floats, subscribe, hit the little bell so you'll be notified of when you'll get some new videos, because I plan on finishing on out this little series. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. See ya.